Hello, viewers. Thank you for checking in. My name is Matt Yannick, Hutchinson City Administrator, and in partnership with HCVN, we're going to try something a little bit different in preparation of our council meeting. I'm going to walk you through the City Council agenda to highlight the items that the council will be talking about, maybe give you a little bit of background, and hopefully that just gives you a better understanding of the actions that the City Council will be taking, along with what's on the items for topic and for discussion. And so with that, in front of us tonight is the City Council agenda for Tuesday, January 13th. As you look at the agenda, it's our normal call to order. At the beginning of every meeting, we have an invocation, a pledge of allegiance, and a recognition of gifts, donations, and community service to the city. At our meeting that's going to be broadcasted, we have a proclamation for One Book, One Community, and the One Book for the community read this year will be presented at the council meeting, and they'll go over that. Following that is our public comments section. This is on every city council agenda, so if there is any desire for anyone from the public to come and speak to the city council, we give you 5 minutes to do so. It can be regarding the topic that's on the agenda or maybe anything that's on your mind in regards to what's going on. Just kind of a pre-warning is that it doesn't necessarily mean that the council will address your item. It does give them an opportunity to hear from you, to hear any concerns you may have, and maybe assign staff to get back to you regarding that current topic. After the public comments, we get into approval of minutes, and then we get into our consent agenda. And the consent agenda is just a little unique thing. It helps speed up meetings. It's usually deals with routine, non-controversial items that usually don't require much debate. So you'll see items that we put on consent agenda for that purpose. At any time, a staff person or a council member can pull something off the consent agenda for discussion, but it's completely up to those that are in the meeting. And so for the council meeting on the 13th, this is kind of our year beginning, so you're going to see a lot of things that kind of get the city prepared for the upcoming season. And so we have a couple of licenses that we'll be improving. We've got the police department's going to be getting rid of some property, and so they'll be asking the council to give them the okay to do that. And then we jump into our year beginning things. So we'll be appointing myself as a city administrator to act in that capacity for the upcoming year. They'll be designating the official newspaper for the upcoming season, along with the official banks of the city. Then we'll get into there's going to be a modifying of the fee schedule. There's a slight change that will be taking place. They'll be selecting the council's vice president for the upcoming year, and then they'll be signing the various different council members to the various different committees. And so if you look at the council agenda, you can see that we have an airport commission, an economic development authority, a housing and redevelopment authority, the library board, parks and community ed board, planning commission, public arts commission, bicycle pedestrian advisory committee, sustainability board. So the council picks a representative from the city council to sit on each and every one of those boards. And then there's a couple other standing boards from the Minnesota Development Commission to the Joint Planning Board to the Fire Relief Association to our Resource Allocation Committee. That's the committee that takes a look at all of our large infrastructure projects. The Wage Committee, our Labor Union Negotiation Committee, and our Marketing and Branding Committee. So those are the various different committees of the city. At the beginning of every year, the City Council appoints which members are going to sit on those committees, and that'll be taking place at the meeting. And we do have a temporary committee that's out there as well. The council will also be approving the 2026 city calendar. That's the meeting dates of all the various different committees of the city. We do have a request for a short-term gambling license by our city code. All gambling licenses need to be approved by the city council. And then they're also going to be approving a utility vehicle that the city is going to be purchasing. And then we've got our regular bills and contracts that need to be approved by the city council. So following the consent agenda, we'll be jumping into a public hearing. That's on the water treatment plant, reverse osmosis. So this is a project that's going to be taking place out at the water plant. The purpose of this public hearing is just to share some feedback and some information with the public on what the project is. And then it gives the council an opportunity to ask some questions about that project. And then we're asking the council to take two actions. And one is to approve the plans and specs, and then authorize an advertisement for bids. And so this is an opportunity where if the council has some questions, they can ask that of staff, or if the public has some questions, they can come ask those questions on that. And then eventually the council will give staff the go or the approval to move forward, or they could deny the project and wouldn't go forward from there. Following the public hearing, we have our year report from Liquor Hutch. And so this is an opportunity where our liquor manager will come and share how were things in 2025 at Liquor Hutch. And so she'll share some information on the past year's operations, the impact that Liquor Hutch had on the city of Hutchinson. From there, we'll have a second reading of an ordinance, and that's an ordinance authorizing the sale of municipally owned land to Casell Holdings. That's the MITGI building downtown. Anytime the city council wants to get rid of property or sell property, we have to do it through an ordinance. And every ordinance requires 2 readings. So this will be the second reading of that ordinance. The first reading was held at our previous meeting. And this is essentially, we're looking to swap some land with the MITGI in the downtown area. This ordinance would authorize staff to do that. Following that, there is a new tobacco license that's being requested at 1201 Main Street North. This is the Outpost. It sounds like that is being sold and there's under new ownership. And so there's a need for a new license, and any new alcohol or tobacco license needs to have approval from the city council. Following that, we're asking the council to set a date to do the city administrator's annual performance review. And then following that, we just get towards the end of the agenda where there's an opportunity for staff to give updates on projects or items that may be going on within the community. And also allows the council and the mayor to share some updates on what's going on as well. And so I'm hoping this was helpful for you as you get ready to watch the upcoming city council meeting. Gives you an idea of what's going to be on the agenda. Maybe goes into a little bit more details on the things that the council will be acting on or that we're asking them to at least discuss. And so appreciate any feedback that you may have, and enjoy watching the upcoming council meeting.